But the reason I said Bobby though, man, because Bobby done been through all kind of crap with me. He done been in my family house. I done been in his family house. You know, we done did all kinds of stuff. We done did stuff outside of business.
Right.
I know his family. I knew his mom, which he was living. I knew all of his uncles and stuff. Was how I got to him. Right. His uncle lived in my house when he came to Georgia because we was friends. I recruited his uncle over here in Memphis and back in Exeter. And then his uncle, when he got ready to move to Atlanta, I let him live with me until he got on his feet down there. So that's why I knew Bobby. I call him a boy, but he was actually probably 20 years old when I met him. Okay, but I've known Bobby for years, so he's seen me in all these things. But here's the thing: in all of these settings, people talk about everyone you've been in, talking about how good the owner was.
Yep.
But when they leave, they start talking about how bad the owners is.
Yep.
It's just like a divorce. When you're in love with a woman, she's a wonderful thing. But marriage and the honeymoon ain't the problem. It's them damn divorces that's the problem. When you start getting divorced, so I tell people, you don't need to do business with me or I because we're wonderful people.
Right.
I think we are. I got no opinion about that. I done been to his mama's house. He done been to my mama's house. We done spent 30 years together. I just got an opinion. I believe that. But whether you do or don't, I don't know. But here's the thing. If you make a decision based on us being good people, what about if we do something you don't like? Now we're going to have a divorce. But it didn't mean it was wrong. It just meant something you didn't like.
Right.
But if we're doing business based on business principles, now you need to judge whether you agree or disagree. You need to judge the decision, was it a good business move? Was it a good business move? And not was it a good move for you, but was it a good move for the masses of the team?
Right.
So they say, okay, whoo, these people just like Jesus. Boy, they tell you that thing like that. They tell you, man, we got a red hot trend. Boy, we got doggone product, the number one product of the world. And then they start telling you that everybody gonna get rich real quick and all that. So if something is wrong, if you ain't real quick, you ain't wealthy or making $10,000 a month real quick. Now, I do not believe those anymore. I believe the first 5 I told you. I don't believe these last 4.
Right.
Because I know they're not true. Life has taught me, just like life taught you some stuff.
Right.
Like life taught you some stuff. Life and 30 years of this business have taught me, don't fall in love with the owner. Now, after due time spinning around us, I would hope that you would find us to be men of reputation. I believe that we are, because as I was telling you when I first sat down here, we got plenty of people. Bobby's just one of them. But you'll meet plenty of people hanging around us that tell you they've been with us 20 years, some been with us longer than that. That has to speak to something about our character. Because you don't stay with nobody in character. Charming, you can be charming for a day or two, a minute in front of people. See, when you see me this week, I'm supposed to be on my A game. But what if you see me out in the country and I don't know you watching? What game am I on then? That's a whole, see, that's who I am. What if you see me when somebody did me wrong? What if you see me at the waiter made a mistake on my order and I act a fool? Now you say, wait a minute, hold up, I thought he was a good guy. That little woman made a mistake, he cussed her out. I mean, come on, what, was it really that serious? Because you do see people do it, don't you? And, I mean, I bless the woman no matter what they do. I live in a blessed world. I'm blessed, I'm not allowed to. So, I believe I'm a good person. But I'm not asking you to make a decision based on that. Of course, y'all already did. I don't ask nobody to make a decision on whether I'm a good person or not. Let's make a decision based on these business principles. Then, a red hot product. I cannot tell you which product in the world is the best product or not. Nobody can. Everybody tell me they can. But let me tell you something I found out. When I first got into nutrition, we had a PhD on staff at the company. We did not us. We was with another company. They had a PhD on staff. He would get up there and he would explain why our product was the number one product in the world. Then I went over to another company. I was talking to some of them. They had another PhD. They said, look, we got a PhD. We can tell you why your product ain't no good and ours is bad. Went to another company. Everybody had a registered PhD on staff that could explain why your product wasn't no good and theirs was bad. So after about 5 or 6 times, I wouldn't be somebody lying. not lying. I can't argue with all y'all PhD. I said, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I joke with us. I use this word every once in a while. Whatsoever. That's a little country word. And the folks couldn't speak good English. Whatsoever one I say, that's the one I'm going to take. That's what I'm going to take. I'm going to take the one I say. So I don't care what y'all say. But then what I also started looking at is all of them had probably 75, 80, even maybe as much as 90% of the same ingredient. Then they would stick one or two different ingredients in there. They'll stick one or two different ingredients in there, and all of a sudden they'll say, now this here's what made ours better. Are you serious, dude? Are you serious? And so you were talking about Visalis. Guy gave me some Visalis. He gave me a 4 or 5 day supply. And he was all fired up about Visalis, you know, and stuff. And I took it. And he said, what you think, Mr. Kerr? I said, I ain't nothing. So he wanna know why. I said, let me tell you why. My body is properly neutralized because I've been taking nutrition for almost 30 years. I've been taking high grade nutrition. But if you have not taken no nutrition and you put good nutrition in your body needs good nutrition. Because none of the food we ate this morning had no nutrition in it. Even if we ate vegetables, it didn't have none in it.
Right.
There's reports that show no matter how much food you eat, you can't get the proper amount of nutrition out of that. So you need nutrition in your body every day. You need that. So that's okay. But I've been taking good nutrition now for 25, 26 years. So if I take your nutrition, I'm not going to get an immediate reaction. But if you have never taken nutrition, you take any of it, the body, ooh, I got something in me. It's going to react. It may give you a bowel movement. It may give you an energetic joke because the body just reacting to something other. It just got. It knows something went in. But once you ride that out and the body get used to it, it just do what it do in a normal course of the day. Right. You're going to have your bowel movements. You're going to have all these things. You're just going to let your body do what it's supposed to do naturally. You're not going to have that energetic joke. I don't have that energetic joke because I take this. I take this, it rides me. Boom, I'm there. I'm not energetic. I can do this. I can stay up as long as I need to, and I go straight to the hotel and go to bed and go to sleep.
So if I had never detoxed before, you know, I got a lot of junk in my system, and I take any detox tea, I'm gonna have a bowel movement.
You're gonna have one that's gonna shoot it at you.
So not that it's the best thing in the world. It's just
they want you to believe that they're the best. Well, how is it the best? Because they got the same ingredient. Because what it takes to detox you, it takes that to detox you, and everybody got that in it. Now they will tell you differently, and they want you to believe that. I don't believe it. So, but now I'm gonna tell you this. Because Bobby done heard me say, like you recorded, somebody might have recorded me saying, we got the best of the world. See, 20-something years ago, when I didn't know any better, I gave that presentation. Woo! Awesome owners, they doing the do. Awesome red hot product, ground floor opportunity, get ready. I honestly believe that. Okay, here we go. So, ground floor, just say nothing. But, get rich quick. I joined Excel. I had made $10,000 a month twice in my career. I never made $10,000. I made $10,700 one month. I made $13,000 and some change 1 month. But I'd made a lot of $7,000, $8,000 months, you know, and stuff along the way and networking. And I was back then. That was a good living to take care of my family and invest. But I kept believing I'm gonna get to wealth. So if I said to you, okay, was it?
Yeah,
Marianne. Okay, cool. All right. So I said, Marianne, I joined Excel in this day, which was January 1994. And by April of 94, my 4th month in the business, actually 9 days, my 4th month in the business, by the time I did it, I made my first $10,000 check. And I ain't never made less since. That's an absolute truth. But that's also a lie. It's absolute truth. Ain't nothing other untrue about it. But it's also a lie. Because what I failed to tell you was when I joined, I had a downline in another company that was 10,000 strong. And out of them 10,000 strong, we transferred 3,000 in the first 90 days to Excel. Now that's a whole other story, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because if you can't transfer 3,000, you can't get to where I got to. We went on to put in over 100,000 in this company in less than 3 years. But we were then, when we out of this 10,000, we taught people how to go network. And now we had leaders. So when we hit Excel, we had leaders. We call a meeting. We weren't even in Excel, we call a meeting. Excel had a marketing plan very similar in some ways to what we have. It said if you get a person to join the company for $195 and they get 2 phone customers, which they could be both of them themselves. They get an 800 number and a regular phone service, long distance phone service. They pay you $100 there. But the first night me and I saw that, started dancing in the daggone mall. We finna go get rich. Because I knew 100 people that day I could get to do that. That's $10,000. So we weren't even in the company. We took the paperwork the woman had who showed us this because she didn't know how it worked. Her uncle had sent her some paper he copied. He was out of Texas. He didn't know how it worked. He was just trying to get her to come on and be a customer. He gave her one associate that one sign up for customer because he wanted her to sign up. He didn't know how it worked. She was in my downline and my friend. So we said, you better go ahead and sign up. That night, we took her paperwork, took it to Kinko's, which was now FedEx, took it to Kinko's and copied it and made us a 10-page presentation. We were not in the company, we didn't sign up. We went to the next day to Costco. We had made a 10-page presentation out of stuff she had. We took her LOA, which was her sign up for the customer. We took her LOA and her social app. And we took them to Kinko's. And we thought we need 10,000 copies. They said, when we said, Dave, again. They said, sir, we can't make that many copies that fast. They got them to us in 24 hours. They got them to us in 24 hours. So then, what we did is we said, okay, we called our team together, all our leaders. We didn't call everybody together, we called all our leaders.
All right.
The night we told them about it, 56 people signed up. All leaders. We said that night. All of them had their team. So we called them together first to tell them about it. Well, we knew we called them greedy, joker, they were just like us, to the floor, what they were going to do. They were like, well, where the paperwork? So they reached and they grabbed stacks out because they were going to get their team. We had to have these in order because back then it wasn't put it in online, put it in by paper.
Right.
So we had to have all this ready for them so they go get their team. Take what you need. Take what you need. Everybody grab their stuff, they going to get their team.
Right.
Well, we chronologically laid this out because now we weren't going to miss. We chronologically laid out every step of the marketing plan the way we wanted to lay it out. And so, boom, then we dropped in all these apps. And by this time, Alvin and I was working as partnership. So, it would be to this equivalency is, not quite this way, but to this equivalency, is they top spot with something called ED. Alvin made ED in 28 days because you have to layer it in 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'd be like coming in and making EVP and then making gold and all that. Right? But to be their top spot. So he made that in 28 days. So he layered it in. And then he put me in after that. And then we would have dropped the rest of the people down into me. So now we got paid on the show 2 or 3 times. Because we dropped the whole rest of our team. And we took all of our real leaders down under me. Because we're now working together as a partnership. And that thing paid up line. Pew. And all these people there. We took our church up here. Had nothing to do with it. They had the best product. Had a competitive product. Yeah. Because they get 10 cents a minute at ACN at that time. And 5 links. At 10 cents a minute. We knew that. But we was out there on our marketing plan, selling this. And when we did this, we found out everybody couldn't get rich on this. So that's why we had to stop saying that. We knew everybody couldn't. Only people who could recruit big time, can get rich quick in networking. So we had to build a system that would allow everybody to get rich if they want to in networking.
Absolutely.
So now, if you minimize your taxes, if you will do that, and then take that money and drop it on debt or investment, you will get rich. If you cannot recruit, but if you will just stay on the fight, you'll run into a Cedric who can recruit. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying this for us, okay? Because see, somebody knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. All you gotta do is stay in the fight. Keep talking to people. God will grace you to run to somebody. So like most companies you look at, if you run to Cedric and he's over here and he's running like he runs, okay, you'll be a one-legged man. And if you're a one-legged man, in most companies, you won't make nothing.
Yep.
In Myecon, if you're a one-legged man, we pay you.
You can get rich.
We pay you. See, so we built the company totally opposite of everything that we found to be untrue. So Myecon was built to take care of the 99%ers, but it's also built to take care of the big guy.
Yeah.
Of the big guy. So the big guy can go get money quick. Most people can't go get 7, but if you get 7 in a day. Now, in startup, we couldn't have this plan because we couldn't pay you. Because what we do now is we advance out 100% of what you give us. What that means is we pay out 200% of what you give us coming in the door. But we have to advance that money. That's why we don't pay you to 6 months on this $35 because we got to get the money back. Ain't no such thing as miracle money, wishful thinking. Because if we pay out as much as we pay out, because remember now, if you give me $199 times 7 is $1,400, right? Call it $1,400. If you put all 7 of those people in, if you did or didn't, somebody did. Because remember, they're in somebody's base shop. Up here, whoever the MD is, they got 25. And then you got 25. So on every one of the people, we paid out $50, didn't we? 50 times 7 is $350. Then we pay out $1,000 bonus to your bonus, base shop. That's $1,350.
I need refills in y'all's drinks.
I'm good, sir.
You okay?
That's $1,350 of the $1,400 there. Then, up line from that, you could have EVP, EVP Gold, EVP Platinum,
Overrides.
EVP Infinity. Well, okay, remember that EVP get $5, a Gold get 15, a Platinum get 25, and Infinity get 30. So you got at least 5 people up there. Well, what if all 5 of them was Infinity? You had to pay 30 times 5. So we paying out way more than we brought in the door every time. However, now when you take the $35 and you pay that for the next 6 months, we make that money back up. But we had to have enough money in the bank
to be able
to pay you because we direct deposit your check. Ain't no such thing as we gonna float the money because your check is direct deposit.
Right.
We got to have the money in the bank come Friday. Because on Friday, when we cut the checks and release them to the bank draft that whole thing out of our account. They draft out our account, and then they put it in your accounts on Mondays or whatever it is. Okay? We can't miss. We ain't no float time in there. Ain't no hustle time. It's still there. So we are very blessed that we're there. Now, we're in a place right now where a person get wealth in networking. I went back and I had to go look at this. People get wealth in networking. I looked at people and studied people in Amway, Mary Kay, and A.L. Williams, which is Primary. And so I always want to know what it takes for $1 million. What it takes for $1 million earner a year. And I want to look at what were their criteria. Well, back in the day when I first started studying them, they used to do magazines, and they would highlight their top leaders all the time. So you could see what kind of downlines they had, you could see what kind of stuff they were doing and earn money they was earning. Now people got websites, so websites just replace hard copy magazine. Okay. In Amway, because they deal primarily with home care products like soap and all this stuff like that, they deal with that. Amway, you need about 25,000 people on your team active would make $1 million a year. In Mary Kay, they sell makeup. You need about 15,000 people. In A.L. Williams, you need about 10,000 because they got insurance. And they probably higher price cars, paying a lot more commission. Nowhere I have found in any marketing company to this day can beat them numbers. I ain't found nobody can put together a company where you can legitimately make $1 million a year on less than 10,000 people in the company.
Right.
I would say in our company, you can make that if, on two bases, you get 5,000 people. If you can train your team to do two things: minimize their taxes, because that'll help keep them in the business, and then if you can get your team to sell products on their team, you get them to sell products. See, not sell product because we want you to qualify. Not sell product because we think we got the best one in the world. Just sell products consistently to people. Okay, like an idea again. Who do not need identity theft? Who really don't believe that in this world that your identity is everywhere?
Right.
Online. It's everywhere online. Any sharp person who understands hacking might hack into any system any day. To and include now. They've hacked into the U.S. military, they've hacked into banks, they've hacked into everybody. So it ain't like these people ain't got security. They've hacked into all of it. So if somebody hacking out, they'll be like, oh, they hacked in Myecon. Well, I hope they don't do it. But if they want to hack in, they find a way to hack in all of them, don't they? So now, if your identity gets stolen, it costs you a headache. Everybody I've ever heard getting it stolen costs a headache to get it fixed. So everybody needs identity theft. Everybody needs that. Your children need it. You have a newborn baby. You got a baby. They need identity theft because what if somebody steal their social and use it before they ever get started? Well, if your baby boy got a social, somebody using identity theft saying if somebody try to open up credit with your baby's social, you'll get an alert. But you know you ain't trying to open up no credit with your baby's social.
Right.
All of a sudden you get that alert. You know before it happens. But even if it happens, they'll spend up to $1 million. Everybody need that. Eventually, everybody's gonna travel. If you travel in a car, to me, I wouldn't go nowhere without roadside assistance. Cause I've had a flat on the side of I-20 in the dark. I wasn't about to get out there and drive no flat on I-20. And them big trucks and things shooting by me. I didn't like sitting there with my flashes on. I was off the side of the road with my flashes on. I called AAA. That's what we got. I've called ours since one time. Had to have my van towed, my work van towed. Called them one time. They showed me they did the same thing AAA did though. No problem. Boom. I picked it up, took it to the place. That was it. So I had AAA. I would not go nowhere without it. Just me. It got nothing to do with Myecon sell this product because I had this product before Myecon sold it. I would never consider ever again in my life not taking nutrition. I took nutrition everywhere I've been because I believe you take nutrition or you take pharmaceuticals, which is man-made. My thing is I'm gonna take nutrition. I want to be healthy. I don't want to take nutrition. I want to take medicine. Medicine says get rid of this one thing, take these 16, trade off 1 for 16. Think about all the side effects to tell you that. I don't want that. So as long as I'm on this earth, I plan to take nutrition. So I've done it. But now, whenever I travel, I will be foolish not to use Priceline. I mean, you can price them with anybody out there in the market. They're competitive. But in addition to being competitive, I'm going to get cash back or commission. My wife shops at Walmart all the time, Sam's Club and all that. She just shop online, and then she goes to pick it up. She shops at Macy's online, have either delivered or go to store and pick it up. All this we make commission on. But if a person take all these products, see, we ain't trying to say we got the best in the world.
Right.
We're saying we got product that people are going to use, consumer-friendly product that people need and are using every day. See, still to the idea we got the best in the world, we competitive price. Okay, LifeLock and our identity theft are basically identical products. There's a $10, ours is $8. And then we got a commission on it. Right. Well, okay. So now, Ours really is a $6 product because we pay a $5 product. We pay $2 CD. Well, remember, we got to pay up line if you can get the whole 100% CD. Then we still got to pay up line another $1. So we really got a $5 product to the end to you as an associate. So now, everybody need that product. Everybody need the stuff we have. So if the fact everybody need it, we didn't sell product. I'm blessed, and now I am. I've not always been here. I don't need credit repair, so there's no reason for me to buy. I have not ever used George credit repair. I got an 850 credit score now. You get some money, you start living, you credit score come up. But over the years when I was fighting, shoot, I would have loved to have George. The lady I'm going to see today, she had this testimony. I'm gonna record this testimony. She has this testimony. When she left the conference in June, she heard George speak. She came back home and she had a woman buy George's credit repair. That was in June, late June. This conference was on the 18th and 19th. So this woman probably bought it 25th or maybe 14th. Her credit was at that time was like right around 500. Today is 750 in 2 or 3 months. So the product works if you need it. I just don't need it. So all of our product, instead of saying we got the best or red hot trend, because if you just got a trend, that's gonna come and that's gonna go. We have products that people gonna need all their lives. So that if people buy those products, if people will buy for themselves, then they can sell them to somebody. Not even that I'm going out to sell products. It's just when I'm sitting up here talking to my mom and them, hey, you need this product, they'll buy it. When I'm sitting up here talking to my pastor and them, you need this product, they'll buy it. People that ain't even gonna do networking with you will buy a product if you have a conviction that it works and it's good. And the way you get that is by doing it. So now if people do that with 5,000 people and with a DTR of $8 a pop, a person can make $1 million on 5,000 people in Myecon. No one else can do that. Let me tell you why no one else can do it, okay? Myecon was founded by Alvin, myself, and a guy named Larry Gates, the CEO. We did something nobody else I have seen in the industry do. I ain't gonna say nobody else ever did, but we did something I ain't seen nobody else do. And that is, we don't get paid a salary man Ivy done. Larry gets paid a salary. He's the CEO. He don't work in the field. Ivy and I, is the old saying, we eat on what we kill. So Ivy building the downline, and I'm building the downline.
Right. Okay. I like that.
Because here's the thing. If you set all these people up here, let's go to 5 links or whatever, look at them, I'm not trying to do right now. If you went to their website and look, they line up with all these honchos at the top of this thing, vice president of this, and the honcho, this. Here's how come the fight started in networking. When you line all these honchos up, you got to pay them. So they want $200,000-$300,000 because they used to be in corporate America, they used to be there, they used to be there. They want prestigious and all that. Well, if you paying them up here, pure economics says, where the money gonna come from? Because everything is a dollar bill. I got a dollar bill here. So out of this dollar bill here, if I'm gonna pay these people this, 20% of the money going to them. Well, I got to take 30% of the money to go to product side. I got to pay at least 30% for product. So I'm at 50% of the money now. Then I ain't covered other overheads, all these buildings, all these high-rise buildings they want to be in, looking good, all of the planes and stuff they want to do. All that crap gonna take another 20. So you ain't got but 15 or 20% of the money you can pay to the field. So what Alvin did, day one, is we said, okay, this is Alvin, this is Alvin, this is Myecon. Everybody's under one of these legs. We're gonna go out here and we're gonna build this. What you get over here, what you get over here, is what you gonna eat on. So we go out and we build. Now, you're in Iris leg. But just like if he was here, I got a team, as Bobby said, I need to do something, he ain't gonna say no.
Right.
If you're a partner, because we know overall still is good for up here.
Exactly.
We already know it's a gift from up here. So we're not going to sit here and say, well, no, dude, I ain't going to talk to you because you ain't on my team. we ain't that. We don't play that. So actually, a couple of them going to see today. It's on his team.
Right.
Because the same thing would happen if somebody on my team would say, I would do this, he would do it.
Exactly.
So we don't play that game. But we do have separate teams, so to speak. Just like you have a team, and then somebody else have a team in Myecon. You're going to help somebody over in Arkansas that ain't even on your team.
Right.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, because overall what that's going to do is that's going to ultimately build. So we have these teams. Now as these teams develop and grow, we have an incentive to make sure you grow. Because the bigger you grow, the bigger we grow. Our check is paid the same way yours is paid. Our check paid the same way yours is paid. So now you ain't got this 25% going to people sitting on their tail. Now, my wife is the CFO of the company. We give her a small salary because it's not right to ask her to work free. However, at the same time, we ain't got to pay her like real CFO people get paid because she got an interest in the company.
Right.
She got an ownership stake in the company to see the company. So we put all of the money into this marketing plan, except what it takes to run the company. And if we don't build a profit machine, the marketing plan wouldn't work. So we got to keep a little bit to make a profit so that the machine can pay out like it pays out. Because if we were sitting here on total broke, we couldn't pay this marketing plan. And this marketing plan is what drives the company. It drives the company. Because see, you can't come in this company and say I'm gonna be full-time and not have the ability to make full-time money.
Right.
Now, ultimately, you're gonna have 1,000, 10,000 people and making $1 million. But until you get there, you still got to eat. Until you get there, you still need to pay bills, do whatever that you got to do. You can't afford to be in the company and not do that. So the person who can't do this, I always tell them this. If they can't do what you do, no matter how much you hate it, get your job. Because you have down here something called expenses every day. And you need something up here called income. There ain't nothing else but a basic income and expense statement. You need enough income up here to take care of your expenses down here. You got expenses every day, you gotta make income. Now, so once you can do that, then let's take you. Everything you do out here part-time need to be did. Okay, I'll take it. Hold on just a minute. Everything you do out here need to be wealth principles. Wealth principles university. They're not Myecon. Wealth principles is leverage income. You got to make income off other people. Sam Walton got 2 million people working Walmart. I know he dead, but 2 million people work for Walmart so that his family don't have to work. Wealth principles is residual income. People come back to back and back to back to back to back to shop at Walmart. Millions of people. So because of that, he got leverage and residual income. Then Sam Walton didn't decide to have a specialty product, and you ain't never hear him declare they got the best. He just sells some of all of them. He got multiple streams of income. He make a little bit on a large number of products. They're basically anything. They ain't got no loyalty to this one product. They got loyalty to the system. So now what that does is that takes care of all of this right here. That builds this. Now, that's what wealth is. And that's what Myecon is. And you're in the right place at the right time. Because the next thing, let me show you right there. You just had it. What did you do?
Yeah.
I told you to hold it. Just pull one out. Okay, so now, a company gets started right here. Anytime it gets started, it's going to go down. Because, okay, you didn't make money day one, you invested in day one, didn't you?
Yeah.
When you first invested in a business, you had a loss.
Right.
Now, once you can start selling a few shoes, start selling a few products, start making a little money. You get a little bit of money, you can invest a little bit more, make a little bit more money. And then out here, somewhere in this thing, according to the Small Business Administration, somewhere around 7 to 10 years, you hit something called momentum if you do it right. Momentum lasts 7 to 10 more years, and it's going to break off into what's called stability. So you got 4 stages of this thing. Startup, concentration, momentum, and then stability. So now, what you want to be in a company No matter who it is. That's why I said back here ain't a good place. You want to be in a company when they hit the early stages of momentum. Because now everybody who I traced in the companies I told you about earlier, who got wealth in those companies, they was here when the company hit momentum. When I joined Ed Williams, they was about here in momentum. Even though I made a living, like $5,000 or $6,000 a month back then, that was a good living, I wasn't ready for momentum. But we hit Excel right here in the early days of momentum. And in a little less than 3 years, because we got out about 4 or 5 months short of 3 years, but I'd say 3 years, we made $3.6 million in less than 3 years. That parlayed us to everything we got today. Now we had the money we needed to go build, and we just kept building, kept building, kept building, kept building. And so we took all that and laid it all back out here, building. And so now Myecon is right here, the early stages of momentum. The next one, I talked about this all these 5 years of doubling over here, then out here you're gonna be $1 billion company. That's when you wanna ride. That's when you wanna bend your heels back, tuck your head, and ride that monster. Cause it's just like a big surf wave. I'm gonna ride that baby through here.
I'm about to ride that thing.
Then when you get up here, you got a home run play, dog. Because you're gonna then be making $1 million to $2 million or whatever. You can make $3 or $4, $5, $8, $10 million, whatever. You can make $1 million a month. If you, whatever, because it's what you build through here. But you gotta solidify your people. So what I'm doing this weekend here in Memphis is trying to get that understanding to the team. Okay, so Saturday morning, I'm gonna have some people that Bobo don't know nothing about. They're gonna teach taxes, because Bobo don't understand taxes. He pretty good recruiter, but he don't understand taxes. So the Saturday morning training gonna be taxes. There's people that know taxes. But their problem is they don't know recruiting. They don't understand massive recruiting. The whole Saturday evening is gonna be about massive prospecting and recruiting. And then I'm gonna wrap it up with how to build $100,000 to $1 million income in Myecon. That's gonna be, I'm gonna wrap up with that on the compensation plan on Saturday evening. So that morning at 9 till about 11, I'm gonna spend a couple hours on this, maybe I would have something on taxes. We ain't gonna just bring it as much. We'll do BPM at 12. Then at 1, we're gonna start with massive prospecting and how to get prospects online, offline, everywhere out here. That's what you just gotta do. You got to ride this. You gotta become a prospector machine. You gotta get folks everywhere. You ain't got time to beg folks and plead with them. You just gotta go through the numbers. There's millions of folks out here. We gotta go through. Then when you're doing this and you ride through this, you build 1,000 people, Cedric. The ball game really over at 1,000 because it's why. By the time you get 1,000 inside of here, you're gonna have 8 to 10, at least 10 key people that just like you. They're gonna want them 1,000 to 10,000. So when these 10 get them 1,000, you got 10,000. It's about them. So it's about pouring into people. When you identify leaders, you don't alienate leaders. You pour into leaders. You pour into them and say, wait a minute, hold up. This is a leader. Can be one of these people where you have to spot that in them. Just like little kids have certain things you spot them when they're young. You spot leadership when it's young, when it don't look like it, when it's in the hood, when it don't look nothing other like leadership supposed to look. You spot leadership. Then when you spot leadership, you jump on leadership, and you develop this leadership as key people. And the reason why they don't leave us is because I'll never leave them. I tell somebody, I said, the only way we ever break up is you quit me. I'll never quit you. I'll never quit pouring into you. I'll never quit giving you what you need. I keep giving you nourishment. I keep giving you this. I keep giving you this. I keep giving you this. The only way we ever break up is you leave. I won't never leave. You can't do nothing to make me mad. You can't do nothing to make house bad. Say, you can't do a thing in the world. And no matter what you do. Now, the only exception maybe to that would be if you did something illegal that could get us kicked out of, get our company shut down.
Right.
Then we got to draw a line there. We just have to draw a line there because we can't afford to get shut down because everybody opportunity exists on this. Not just mine and ours, you and everybody. So we can't let one person shut us down because they want to do some fooling. But assuming nobody trying to do that, okay, hey, you're going to make mistakes along the way. Don't give a flip about none of that. Give a flip only about one thing. It's called Myecon. Go build your economy. You end up with, so if you get 1,000, inside these 1,000, you're going to have 10 or 12 sharp leaders. They're going to be hungry just like you. These 10 are going to do that. Now, you may have them today. I don't know. But they will be developed and they'll be ready. Going from, this is the hardest thing to get to is 1,000. Getting to 10,000 is easy. Because by this time, a lot of this you do without any help. In terms of real leadership and real developed leadership. A lot of this you have to do without any real help in development in leadership. They ain't ready. They want to be, but they not. But by the time you get here, you're going to have somebody else, because you ain't going to get here without having somebody else that's fighting with you.
Right.
These 10 going to fight with you. You identify these 10. Then you keep going, you keep getting them to develop them 10. Them develop 10. Get to 1,000 people, 10,000 people. Out here now, the bigger the pile get, the bigger the recruiting number goes. See, our recruiting numbers is so phenomenal now that in down days, down weeks, we have down months. They're better than anything we've had in the past. And that's a down day. A good day is way the heck up here. But a down day used to be what we call a good day. Because you have so many people. You have so many people. It ain't never been a day I can never, I know it ain't. It's never been a day in the history of this company that we don't get recruits, that we don't get sales, that we don't get all this stuff happening. So when you get a team of 1,000+ people, ain't never gonna have a day that somebody ain't joining your team from somewhere that you ain't got nothing to do with, and that thing just rolling up. Now if it's rolling up at $30 a head, and now all of a sudden you go out here and you drop 1,000 people on the team. That's 30 grand a month. So now if you got 10,000 people out here, okay, these 10,000 people, let's go with the side first with $8 a pop. That's $80,000 right there.
I got 12,000 people, over 12,000 people in my last opportunity.
But you wasn't getting that kind of day.
I already know. I already looked at the numbers.
Now see, watch this. See, this is $8 a pop just on them paying us $35. $8 a pop. Let's come down here to product. Okay? Let's take product. Let's say that you can get them just to not to do nothing other spectacular, but get $25 worth of CV. Now, that ain't a lot of CV. Bobby, pull your phone. You got a calculator? In my phone. Hand on right here. Take this right here. Get that.
Too many nuggets, man.
Open this right here.
Too many nuggets.
Open that right there. Get that right there. Watch this right here.
Hope y'all ready.
Watch this. Okay, $25 CV. Okay, now that ain't nothing but them just selling a 10 or 12 family member identity there, right? 12 people at identity there for you there. Product sale, what? You ain't out. See, I'm not coming out going trying to get like most of these companies. What you do, $200-300 worth of products a month. Right. Ain't nobody gonna do it. So give me 25. Now give me 14% of $25, Bobby. $25 times 14%.
3.5.
$3.50. So that's $3.50. So you're gonna make $3.50 on this. So if you get all of your team just to average $25 CV, 10,000, Bobby, times $3.50. Just hit that times $3.50. That's 35.
What you got?
$35,000. You already got 80,000. Well, if you got 10,000 people, how is it possible? How is it possible? Is it any way possible that you wouldn't bring 2,000 new people in if you didn't do nothing. Or with that 20%. That's 20% new enrollments a month, whether you do nothing. I'm saying you as an individual, you got 10,000 on the team. Should I go with, you want me to go with 1,000 or you want me to go with 2,000 a month? Let's just go with 1,000. Let's go with 1,000. Let's go with 1,000. 1,000 a month times $30. 3, 1, 2, 3, 3. That's 30 grand. 30, 35 is 65 plus 80. There's 10,000 people, Doc. See, it ain't possible that they won't recruit. I think they'll recruit 2,000 here. These are new recruits. These are product sales. And this here is DTR. See, we built this company for us to get rich. But also, here's what I'm doing. This is what I'm telling you now. Watch what I'm telling you now, okay? Watch what I'm telling you. Everybody built their company for them to get rich. So if we didn't put all the money in the, if we didn't get in the marketing plan, could we ever let you make more money than we make without a fight? See, if you sit up here in management and you the CEO, and you get a joker down here in the field, start to making $2-3 million a month in your company, it's gonna be a fight. If you ain't making that money, you ain't gonna pay him more than you make.
Right.
So you're gonna have a fight. So that's what happened to all the big networks. They ain't never figured that out. See, as soon as they start making big money, them in management have a fight. Cause let me tell you, I got a secret. I gotta get out here in a few minutes, but let me tell you, I got a secret. Every network comes on the planet, they got a bunch of rules except us. And when you join their company, you're gonna violate the rule. And when you a little guy violating the rule, they don't give a damn. But go get to be a big guy, violate the rule, then they're gonna bring the rule book up. That's how they can fire you. But when you was a little guy violating the rule, they don't give a damn. They know you're gonna violate the rule. But what they want you to do is when you get up here, you got 10,000 plus people, now they're gonna start talking about you violating rules. And then they're gonna go spread disease to your team that you the one is this. That's why they got all this stuff about non-compete, this, you leave, you can't do
only
this
company.
All this. They want you to be tied to them. We ain't got none of that stuff. We ain't got no non-compete. You do all the companies you want to do. We ain't got nothing. Cause here's my thing. I ain't afraid nobody can beat us. I did learn this about basketball. They go mano. And mano, you can't beat us. See, I told you I ain't learned nothing about fundamentals. When I first heard of fundamentals of basketball, I was sitting up there one day, and I had not had cable TV growing up, and I was watching Magic Johnson and Larry Bird in the college, when they was in college. Not just the final, but throughout their college. And I heard Dick Vitale say, young guys need to watch the fundamentals. I said, damn, that's why I couldn't play basketball. I never worked on fundamentals. So I never worked on dribbling. I worked on, I can just jump on your head and dunk on you. I just worked on, okay, I'm down low. I'm gonna power through you if you get in the way. See, I've never worked on fundamentals. So all of a sudden when I went to college, now I'm 6'2", I ain't got no fundamental skill called dribbling. That's a fundamental skill for a 6'2", or anybody really on the basketball court. So I can't now dribble. So now guys my side playing guard. Well, you can't beat them and you can't compete with them because you can't dribble. They run out the floor, outrun me dribbling. So now somehow or another, I had no fundamental. So I made up my mind. I said I'll never get beat another day in my life. Because what I'll do is I'll learn fundamentals. And what I am known of at Myecon is I'm the most fundamental teacher at Myecon. I teach way more fundamentals than I
Do me a favor. Don't move to this side for me. Because,
Okay, we about to head out.
We about to head out anyway.
They're about to start carpet cleaning over here.
Okay, huh?
Carpet cleaning.
Can you give me 5 minutes?
5 minutes?
I'll be through in 5 minutes, okay?
Okay.
I gotta roll. Okay, so let me ask you this, okay? Because we can talk Friday some more, okay? We can do some more than some Friday. Friday, 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. We gotta get there. 7 o'clock is when they roll call. I'm gonna get there probably about 6:30.
Okay, this is what I need you to do for me, okay? Put my and shoot me an email or text or something other with the actual address